Hey, welcome back to Roll Move Repeat. I am Sean, and I would like to formally apologize to everyone I've ever betrayed in a board game.
I'm Mandy, also known as Not Sean.
And I'm Sean, victim of plagiarism.
Uh, thank you for joining us tonight on Roll Move Repeat. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Golden Geek Awards, and if you don't know what that is, we'll be discussing it in a little bit. But first, what I want you to do is hit that like button down below, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're just subscribing on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We're trying to grow our thing. We're trying to grow our family here. Right now on YouTube, we're at 474 subscribers. If that hits 500, again, we will be giving away a board game. So
One of Sean's.
no, not one of mine.
We're not you get to pick. We're gonna go over, we're gonna take pictures and you get to pick.
Oh God, no.
Something off your shelf of shame?
No. I gotta get some of those played. So like, subscribe, and then when we do hit 500, go to our Discord channel, get into our giveaways section, put your name in there, and then we will do a random drawing and we'll contact you if you win. So yeah. Anyways, like, subscribe, and share this. Get the word out there. Okay, so Sean, tell us, what are the Golden Geeks?
Oh, we're doing that. All right. Oh, I thought we were doing the recently played first.
Well, no, we're going to do this, and then we'll go to our recently played.
Oh, hold on. I got to scroll down my notes first. Hold on. I wasn't prepared.
We were so...
Yeah. We discussed this before the podcast, but I didn't realize we were doing it first. Okay. So if you're not familiar, Board Game Geek is a massive board game website. Probably is the biggest one, and they've got a huge database of every board game ever, and people can be members. And every year they hold what they refer to as their Golden Geek Awards, where members of the website can nominate and then vote on their games for a variety of awards. These awards are everything from like best artwork to best war game to best party game. And we thought that would be fun if we took a look at the nominations and compiled our own list. But we don't have enough time to do every category. So for this podcast, we're just going to do 3: best light game of the year, best medium game of the year, and best heavy game of the year. I should probably say this is for 2025. And also one disclaimer, I did a Google search. There were literally, I'm not using that. I'm not just saying that. Literally thousands of new games were released in 2025, and there was no possible way that we could have played them all. Not even Sean. So our nominations are.
That is a big shelf of shame right there.
I think I own half of them, but anyways.
So the nominations that we're going to be presenting, our nominations are just based on what we've played this past year. So, but if there's a game that you enjoyed in 2025 and that we missed, definitely put it in the comments, and we'll check it. We'd love to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with our first segment, which is our recently played. These are the games that we've been getting to our table recently. Sean, we're going to start with you tonight. So Sean, tell us about it.
Yeah, so Aeon's End, which was designed by Jenny Iglesias, Nick Little, and Kevin Riley. The artist was Gong Studios, and it was published by Indie Boards and Cards. I can officially take another game off of my shelf of shame. I bought this game years ago because it's a cooperative deck builder, and I suspected that my wife would really like it. And I was not wrong. So the basic premise is that you're working together to fight a giant monster by building up your deck and attacking the monster and the minions it summons that are trying to kill you, and Gravehold, the city that you live in. There's like this kind of general marketplace where you can buy gems for better currency cards, or spells which do more damage, or relics which do a variety of utilities to help you. Your standard deck builder stuff. You have these breaches where you prepare your spells to attack the monster, and you start with 1 open one and 3 closed, and you can spend your currency to open them. And one thing that is kind of a strategy that you have to play in ahead a little bit is that when, like, unlike other deck builders where, like, if you have a certain amount of like attack, you just spend it. Then when you have a spell, you have to prepare it. So you play it and you put it in one of these breaches, but then you don't get to use it until the next turn. So there's a little bit of strategy in kind of placing your spells, and sometimes the monsters can kill whatever spells you have in your breaches. Also, each character has a special ability that has to be charged, and that's another place you can spend your currency. I kind of appreciate that there's other places to spend your currency than just buying other big cards from the market, like most deck builders do. Um, so the turn order is one thing that I thought was interesting. The turn order is random. So one round you may go first, but then the next round you may go last, and the monster always goes twice per round. So each round is kind of you're not really sure what order. So there's a lot of so you may hope that you go first next time, but you're not. We fought the recommended first time monster, and I like how the game is it's packaged with like this kind of recommended first place setup. They have kind of like some market cards set up for you to put out. The boss deck is kind of pre-set up. They have suggested characters to play. The monster we fought was pretty straightforward. There was no complicated rules. He was very ideal for the first time. The game itself comes with 3 other monsters when you're ready for a new challenge, and it sounds like they have some pretty creative mechanics. For example, one of the other monsters actually eats cards from the market, and when you're playing him, if the market ever runs out of cards, you lose. So it really forces you to kind of think hard if
Wow.
you really want to buy that extra card or not. And they've released a ton of expansions, and the expansions have more cards for the marketplace for some extra variety and new spells and everything, and a bunch of different monsters. Yeah, so Christine and we both really enjoyed it. I think that we're going to be seeing this one at the table a lot.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I've
that's awesome.
I saw this when I worked at Night Moves, and I saw the box, and I was like, man, I really want to play this. But again, there's a word in there that just because there's a word that just won't.
I know the word.
Can go ahead, Mandy. What is that word?
Is it cooperative?
That is the name. That is it. You've said the magic word. Yay!
Do I win a prize?
You win a prize tonight, and it's not one of my board games. Anyways,
sometime you have to come over and we'll play it together.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to try that because this looks really cool. I just like the artwork on it. It just looks like this massive monster, just 4 arms. It's just, oh man, it looks so cool.
Yeah, the artwork is great, and it was definitely like, even though we were kind of playing like the starter monster, we barely won. We kind of won the skin of our teeth. So it was definitely like, and those are the best kind of cooperative games where it kind of comes down to like the final turns, and you're like I don't know if we're gonna make it, and we did. So yes, it was great.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to get together and play that one.
Yeah, I want to be in on it. That sounds cool.
Definitely.
Speaking of get together and playing games together, we got together this past weekend, and we got to take one game of mine off my shelf of shame, which was Perch. Perch was designed by Douglas Hadrick, and Ari Oliver was the artist, by Inside Up Games. This was a really fun game where the mechanic is you have 2 birds of your own that you start with each turn, each round. And then what you do is you draw from a bag that has other people's birds in it. So after everyone draws, you have 4 birds. And what you do is you get to put those on different areas of this board. So it could be at the doghouse, it could be at the oak tree, it could be any of these places. And if you own one of the creatures cards or locations that you're at, you get to then use that creature. So it could be a dog, an owl, a hawk that looks like an owl, a cat, a scarecrow. The only reason I say that is because we were having arguments at the table about what was a hawk and what was an owl.
I really thought you'd pull the wrong thing. I was like Sean, this is obviously a standee for the owl. This looks like an owl. Where's the hawk?
And then we pulled out the owl. We're like, oh, that's the owl.
Oh, that's it.
Never mind.
Yeah, and it's, if you've ever played Smash Up, the locations have a really cool scoring mechanism. Like if you're in first, you get this many points, and if you're in second, you get this many points, and if you're in third, you get this many points. However, first is not necessarily like the biggest points value. It could be you get 1 point if you're in first, 5 points if you're in second, and 3 points if you're in third. So so that's where that mechanic of putting other people's birds on the card come into play, because again, you want to maybe put them in first place. They might get that location of a creature, but you get 5 points to being on that card because you're in second place. So that is a really cool mechanic that I really enjoyed that. And then there's also another mechanic of pushing birds to the fountain and the plaza. And when you zap birds or when you use creatures, you can send them to the fountain. And what happens there is depending on the level that they're at in the fountain, because you have to build the fountain from the ground up, you get points. So if you're on the first level, you get 1 point. Second level, 1 point. Third level, I think, is 3, and then it goes up to 5 and 8 points. So it's a really, really cool scoring mechanism. I really like this. This is something my son will like because you get to screw the other people you're playing with. Again, you get to put other people's birds in areas that might give them the least amount of points, and that would be great. And then you can zap people and send them off and get rid of them. So it's a really, really cool game. I really enjoyed this. I really had fun playing with you guys. What was your takeaways from this?
I feel like you didn't mention the one mechanic that I thought was my favorite, which was if there's like you mentioned, each card has one, first place, second place, third place, the points could vary. But if two players tie for the same position, first place, second place, whatever it is, they don't get anything.
Yep.
Automatically 0 points for that. So if they're tied, so you can place other people's birds. Like if the two of you were tied on something and I was coming in second, I could, or maybe you weren't tied. Maybe like, one of you was first and the other one, I could place one of your birds. So you tied, got nothing, and I got the
Yep.
points behind it. It was, I loved that mechanic. I thought that was really, really interesting because usually it's like, oh, you add them together and you divide by 2 or everyone gets the same points. But I've never seen a mechanic where it's like, if you tie, you get nothing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's actually a really cool mechanic. I forgot
It was
about that
very
one.
cool.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
It's funny because when early in the game, like I remember pulling like all my own birds out of the bag and thinking oh, this is great, I can put all my birds where I want to. But then like as you go through, you start to realize like no, I don't want to pull my own birds. I want to pull other people's birds. And by the end of the game, like if you actually were pulling your own birds out of the bag, you're actually kind of disappointed because
Yeah.
like
A little
no,
both.
I want to get other people's birds so I can put and can screw basically
Yeah.
build up so I can so I can put them in first, so I'm in second, or I can kind of like finagle these things. So
Yeah.
there was that whole mechanic made it really interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really cool. This is one I'm really glad that we got to play together. I'm glad you guys learned it with me. Thank you again for that. It was great, and
Yeah.
I
It's funny.
want to play this one with you guys again.
Yeah.
I did not think my wife was gonna like it because it's not really like generally doesn't care for take that games.
Yeah.
She then proceeded to win, and then afterwards she's like, "Yeah, actually it wasn't bad. I'd play it again." I was like,
Well,
is that because you won?" Or no, she's like, "No, I actually kind of liked it."
well, that's what I was gonna say. Is because I remember at the end, your wife was like, "Yeah, I kind of like this game," and I had to do that. What? Shake the head like, did I hear that right? Because this is not a game that is in her wheelhouse at all.
Yeah, generally not.
So
Yeah.
great. All right, Mandy, we're gonna jump over to yours, which again we all got to
Okey-doke.
play again.
Yeah, I think it was right before that one, right?
Yep.
We went, let's go to Japan. I assume there's other ones. Let's go to something. And right, I've only ever played this one, so I just assume there's other ones. But anyway, let's go to Japan. The designer is Josh Wood. Artists are Chekhov. It was just one name. Kayleen Falls, Toshiyuku Hara, Magdalena Pruckner, Erica Ward, and the publisher is Aldera Entertainment Group, or AEG. This one of the Sean's brought over, the one below me, he brought over, and it was a really fun game. You said you got this when you guys, like right before you guys went to Japan, right? Like, and so it was just like
Yeah.
a fun thing.
So we'd had our plan we'd had our trip to Japan planned already. Like we already bought the plane tickets and everything like that. Then we went to PAX and Christina just randomly saw this. It was like, no way. We're going to Japan and there's a game about like
Going to
planning a trip to
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
So yeah. So she
Yeah.
bought it like right there.
Yeah. So it's basically you have the idea is you have a week in Japan and you have all these different cards and you get to pick what you do. And the cards are worth different points. There's different things that they do. You can pick between a Tokyo or a Kyoto card, but if you go back and forth, you have to use trains. So it's kind of beneficial a little bit if you don't have to use too many trains, which makes sense. I felt like I love it when games work in a way that it makes sense, and that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like if you have to use too many trains, it's not beneficial, and like that's how it would be in real life. You know, you're not going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between two cities. You'd like do one city, then you'd do the other city. Maybe you'd make a trip in between, but like I just felt like the mechanics of it really worked well. The artwork was fantastic, and I don't know, I just really, really liked this game. I didn't know if I would or not because I didn't really know how it was, but, it was really good. I liked it a lot. Thank you for bringing it over. It's good.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Sean,
it's a really
Yeah.
fun game. We it was it was really cool because when Christina and I played it, it was just the two of us, and we kind of found that like it was great, but we just basically just kept passing the same cards back and forth. So
Yeah.
after a while, it's like I guess we'll take this card because then one of us will take it eventually.
Yeah,
So it was nice.
I should have said it's like, drafting. So you're
Yeah,
passing it to the other people.
yeah. So
you,
it was nice playing it with two other people where it's like oh wait, I keep seeing fresh cards. This is great.
This is
you,
wonderful.
you
Yeah.
stole my talking point because I was about to say, Sean, you were telling me that when you and Christina are playing, you were just passing the same cards back and forth. Playing this as a
Yep.
4-player, and hearing what you said and then playing it as a 4-player, was really really cool because I got to see that different mechanic of I'm passing cards to you, then I'm passing cards to Mandy, and it was really cool because I was seeing different things. And Mandy, you were spot on. It made it that the theme made sense that
Mhm.
you're going from one area to the next and you have to take a train. So you have to make sure that you're filling in these days so that way you can get the train tickets to have that boost. You're going on the what was it called, Sean? I forget the exotic train. What was it? What was
Uh,
it?
Oh,
Premium?
The
right.
premium
Because you
train.
can either get the luxury
The
train,
luxury
yeah, the
Luxury.
train.
premium train, which nets you extra points, or if you don't, you have to take the normal train, which gets you like negative points because you're
Right.
exhausted by the end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
crowded with a bunch of other people.
And if you shop too much, you lose money, which makes your little happiness go down. But
Yeah.
if you like take a walk, it makes it go up. Like it was really, I just felt like it all worked so well together. And I love planning trips. So this was right in like it fit. It was a niche that I didn't know I needed. It was great. And I think we talked about while we were playing it that they're coming out with a new one. I think it's hitting Kickstarter in May.
Mhm.
It's Let's Go to France,
Yep.
I believe, and there's the talk online is that there's gonna be 3
Yeah,
cities instead of 2.
That's going to be so cool.
interesting,
It
Yeah.
will be really cool.
interesting.
Sean, I'm really
Yeah,
glad we
we'll
got to
definitely
play
check that one
this.
out.
And yeah, you were spot on. This game is great. Like
It's good.
hey,
Yeah,
we met
it
Josh,
is
didn't
a lot
we?
of fun.
Sean, didn't we meet Josh
Yeah,
at
we did. We met
Unplugged?
him we did. We met him at Unplugged.
Yeah.
So if he I gotta assume if this next one going to France is hitting Kickstarter, I gotta assume it's gonna be unplugged again this year. So may have to stop by and be like, hey,
Woo!
we love this
We
game.
love it. We
Yeah.
love it, love it.
Yeah, this was a
Yeah,
great game. And like I said, I heard you talking about it before a couple times and I was pretty excited. So when you said, "Let's play it," I was like, "I'm in. Let's go."
yeah,
This was such a great game.
it was
So again,
fun.
thanks for bringing it. All right, so now it's
Of course.
drum roll time. Brrr. It's time for our Golden Geek Awards.
I
Yep.
would, but I feel like my camera's gonna fall off or something if I drum roll. I have drums right behind me, look.
Can you get it?
Good drum
Right there, there,
yeah,
right there.
maybe.
Yeah.
There's drums. Go play those.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through our list, and like Sean said, there were thousands and thousands of games that came out uh, in 2025, and we only played like a portion of them, like not even a portion, like very minuscule uh, of the games that came out. So, and we went through and we looked at them as well. So we're going to talk about some ones that caught our eye in a little bit, but first we're going to start talking about the light game of the year. These are the ones that are weighted between 1 and 2 on Board Game Geek. They're very, very light. Some of them are very family friendly. Some of them are very fun. Some of them are cards. Some of them are dice. They range. And so, with that being said, I'm going to kick it over to Mandy for her first nomination. for
Yep.
light game of the year.
It is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings, trick-taking game. It is the designer's Brian Bornmuller. The artist is Elaine Ryan and Samuel R. Shimota. And the publisher is Office Dog. So I have played this one. There wasn't a ton of games in 2025 on this list that I played. So I played this one and I liked it. So I nominated this one. And I love a good trick-taking game. I've been playing trick-taking games since I was a kid. So it was very easy to just jump right into. And I do love a good co-op game, and that's what this is. So you don't find many co-op trick-taking games. There's a few out there, but it's good. And who doesn't love Lord of the Rings? You know?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember when we kind of sat down to play it, and I was like kind of explaining the rules to Sean. And I hate I don't want to make fun of you, Sean, but
Go
it
for
was
it.
just
Go
a
for
funny
it.
moment for me. I said I was like so it's a trick taking games. You know how to play trick taking games, right? And you're like, no. And I just kind of laughed because I thought you were not being serious.
I
And
did
you're
the
like,
same thing. We're both like,
and you're like, no, I
surely
really
you're
do.
fake.
I was like,
Oh,
you ever played like hearts or spades or euchre? And you're like, no, never have. It's
No.
like you've really never played a trick.
No.
And it's like my brain like stopped for a moment. I had to just like think, like, how do I explain a trick taking game?
like
Because it just feels
cribbage?
like it just feels like such a basic thing that everybody knows how to do.
Yeah. We had like cribbage tournaments as kids. Like I don't
Yeah.
think it's just
I
instilled.
I played hearts at lunch in high school like every day for
Yeah.
like an entire
Yeah.
year.
I never played it. My family
crazy.
used to play cribbage all the time.
Mm.
And I'd walk by and they'd like, oh, they're like, I just like playing with the pegs. But again, they're
Oh,
playing
yeah.
when I was like, I don't know, like 7, 8. So it just wasn't
Yeah.
something, something I'd caught on to. So yeah,
Right.
the funniest thing is like when Sean was like, no, I'm being serious. Have you ever played it? I'm like, no, I'm being serious. I've never played it. So
I think I just sat there dumbfounded both ways. Like, what?
so Mandy, I have to burst your bubble on this.
I
I
know. We
just looked
talked
it
about
up.
this.
I just looked it up and it said previous Golden Geek winner not eligible for nomination.
I think that the person that put this on the list meant to do Lord of the Rings, Two
The
Towers,
Two
because that
Towers.
came out. That did come out last year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Because
this
we
came.
played that
Yeah,
at Unplugged.
Yeah. I'm not
that's
seeing that
right.
on
It
the
was.
list. So
I
That's right. It
bet
was
they
Two Towers
meant to
came out
put.
last year. This
yeah.
came out in 2024.
Yeah.
I bet you that this was meant. I think they
I
meant.
bet you they
Either
messed up.
way, I vote for that one then. Even
I
though
mean,
it's not on the
you
list.
played the other one too. We played with the other one.
I own the Two Tower ones. Yeah. It's good.
So we'll just
Very
say that your nomination will be for the Two Towers, even though it's not technically on the list. I have the list
Is
up in
it
Your
front of me.
nomination is disqualified.
right? But you can just nominate, like anybody can nominate, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the idea. You can just go on there and clearly whoever nominated this one didn't
Yeah.
even know what year they were putting it up there. So
Yeah, maybe.
I think I should just log in and
Our very
put it up
first nomination of the podcast and
Just
Ari
gets-
scandal.
Yep.
It's disqualified.
Disqualified.
Sorry.
Sean, I think
But
yours is going to be okay though.
Yeah.
Sean, oh, actually, it's mine. Oh, I thought it was
Oh.
Sean's next. It's mine.
Oh look.
Oh, look at
Nope,
that.
you're up next.
I'm up next. All right. So my nomination is Flip Tunes. This is put out by Jordy Allen and Renato Simones. And the artwork is by Diego Sa. And it's put out by Thunderworks Games. You're back in the golden age of tunes. Basically, you are running your own studio and you're trying to hire the best tunes to come up and work in your studio. So you start with 6 tunes that are your basic common tunes. There's a caterpillar, there's oh man, I can't think of them right now.
We're talking about cartoons.
Cartoons,
right?
yep. Cartoons.
Oh, just making sure. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so on the screen right now we're showing these cartoons and it looks like it's the ones from like the 30s and 40s and 50s cartoons, which are really, really cool. And the object of the game is to collect as much fame for your studio as you can. And the first one hit 30 fame triggers the end of the game. and then I'll explain how you get there next. So basically, as you're playing this game, you're collecting fame, and then the more fame you have, you can hire tunes to come work for you. And so as you're hiring tunes, they bring in more fame, and then as things progress, you can fire tunes. And then you're like, they're not bringing in as much fame, so you want to fire them and bring in higher fame tunes. So as you progress, as you flip these cards, now the cool mechanic about this game is that you have a grid of 3x3 on it. So I mean 3x2. So you have three on the top, three on the bottom, and you every turn you take your deck and you shuffle it, and then you only lay out 6 cards, three on the top, three on the bottom. And cards score fame depending. Some cards score fame depending on where they are in that grid. If they're on the bottom row, they might score 1 fame, but 4 other fame if they're on that bottom row. One scores if it's in the center of the either row, of either column. I mean, so it's pretty cool how this thing scores. And then there are some that makes you flip cards so you can't gain any fame because they're like not the evil guys, but just something that just nope, you're not going to score any fame on the next one. So it's a really, really cool thing. And then, like I said, once you hit 30 fame, everyone then takes their deck one more time, shuffles it, and puts out their grid. Now, again, you scored 30 fame on the last, and maybe someone else scored 20 or maybe 25. That doesn't matter. It's what you score on the next one. So I could have a really junky hand and then lose completely, even though I triggered the end game. So it's a really cool mechanic. It's kind of a little like, it's not frustrating, but it's just kind of like, oh, I got to make sure that I have a really good hand I can draw almost every time to bring that up. Jazzy and I got to play this, and as a 10-year-old, she was a little confused on a few of the things, but once we walked through it a couple times, she got it, and it started clicking for her. And then at that point, she knew, I have to hire people, I have to fire people, I have to get better decks. And then she was also thinking about like, oh, if I get this card, it's only going to work if it's in the middle. So do I really want to get that card, or do I want to get another card where it will play off something else? So she was able to catch on to it pretty quick. I, again, have to say that she kicked my butt. But yeah, she was
She seems to catch on to these new games pretty quickly.
She catches on really quick. And it was really funny because like she was getting fame like on her 3rd or 4th round that was like 12 or 13, and I'm still at like 6. So it was really, really cool. It's a really, really fun game. It's a really light game, really easy, 2 to 4 players. Totally worth it. Totally got it. I actually demoed it at PAX East this year, and was like, I'm getting this game because I loved it. I thought it was a really fun game. I thought it was different. It was a lot of fun.
I have a question. When you flip them and you're putting them out in the 3x2 grid, so it sounds like you don't have a choice where they go, because otherwise you'd always pick like, oh, this one's best in the middle. I'll put that one in the middle. It's just left to right, and then left to right.
Left
Okay,
to right.
gotcha.
Yep. Left to right, and then you do it again. And like I said, and like it's so cool because again, you put the first one down, you put the second, and so you get to see as you're putting them down, like, oh man,
Like,
that's in the wrong spot. Like,
yeah.
oh, that should have been there. Or like, ooh, that's a really good one. I'm gonna get a lot of fame for that. The only drawback I have with this game, and it's I understand the mechanic for it, is that they have these cards that are the player help that have an arrow on it. Then they give you these other cards that has the fame 1 through 20 on one side, and you flip it over and it's 30 through 40 or 21 through 40 on the next one. And so you line up the arrow of how much fame you have, and then when you buy and sell, you literally subtract on that card. Now the problem is that the cards can get knocked loose if you're moving your elbows or anything else. So you have to try to remember what you have and what you have left over. I think
maybe a good counter, like if you had a little counter or something, like a dice or a dial or something. Yeah,
I think that'd be really cool. Or even just like a bunch of little like chips. I use little stones for when I play what's it called, Star Realms. So when we're doing battles and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a totally fun game. That my only critique is that little card system. Other than that, it was such a fun game.
Cool.
So, all right, now we're going to go to Lentos.
We built it up.
We built it up.
Well, so it is funny that we disqualified May's game for technically coming out in 2024 because it it kind of feels like I'm cheating putting this game on the list because technically this game came out in 2015 with the video game, but this physical copy, like this is the
Physical.
first time the first time this is the very first time that this game has been a physical copy you could buy, and it did get released last year, so it does qualify. The game is Gwent, the legendary card game. It was designed by, and the artwork is by CD Projekt, and it was published by No Loading Games. If you're unfamiliar with Gwent, it's a card game you can play in the video game Witcher 3. It's kind of intended as a fun pastime in the game, but it became wildly popular, and with players coining such phrases as Witcher 3 is Gwent with a pretty good RPG add-on. um, so it's a two-player game where you battle it out over a series of 3 rounds, and the best of 3 wins the game. There's 5 different factions that you can play. Each have their own cards and abilities, and you can customize the deck ahead of time. When you play the game, you only draw 10 cards, and that's all the cards that you draw for the entire match for those 3 games. Now there's plenty of cards you can play that like might let you draw the things, and otherwise there's plenty of shenanigans that can get around that. But generally speaking, only got those 10 cards. You got to kind of make the best of it. So that's why you don't necessarily want to play it the entire deck. And then you basically take turns playing cards, trying to get the most power. Uh, a lot of cards have synergy with when they're played with other cards. Some will destroy opponent cards. Some let you draw more cards. Eventually, someone will pass, and then the other player can play cards until they too pass. Then you compare power, and the player with the most wins that round. Sometimes you might want to try to like throw around, kind of like just like or pass early, but to try to get your opponent to throw out some extra cards, kind of waste cards. There's a lot of strategy in that. Um, I spent way too much time playing Gwent in Witcher 3, and I was very excited they finally, after 10 years, finally released a physical copy. You can purchase the standard edition now. It's available in stores. But if you want the deluxe version, which comes in a fancy wooden box with fancy mats and sleeves for all the cards,
The one you
plus
got.
like there's yes, uh, the one I got. Unfortunately, you're out of luck. They only produce a limited number of those, and pre-orders ended a while ago. I will be getting my copy sometime this summer, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
You gonna bring it up to the camp?
Nice.
It depends on the weather. If it's raining,
Yeah.
then I will not.
Yeah. Well, with the new camper, we can play inside, so if that happens, anything big has to be played outside, but anything small like card games, we can definitely play inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty. Yeah, I haven't looked into it. I think they allegedly have like a 2-player, like a 4-player version. I don't know if you play teams or whatever. I think you both kind of share a deck. So I got to look into that. But I think they did find a way for 4 players to play it.
They did.
But
I think there's also
it's like a
solo.
2-player. Traditionally it's a 2-player. It's like a duel.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try this. Like,
Me too.
I never got into the Witcher series, but again, like hearing you talk about this and seeing and hearing how excited you are, I'm like, all right, I got to give this a try. I got to give it a try.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
All right, so we're gonna go to our medium games of the year now. These are the ones that are weighted, I think 2 to 3.5 from my understanding. So these are the ones that take a little more strategy, maybe a little harder to play or get down. Like it takes a little bit of time to figure out how to play the game and stuff like that.
The instruction booklet's a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's not like when Sean held up that one little sheet for Century Spice Road.
Like, these are all the instructions.
Yeah, just holding it, like waving it,
Yeah.
like a little business card. But anyways,
I
yeah,
explain how to play in 45 seconds.
yeah, yeah. We timed you. I remember. All right, so we're gonna start with mine tonight. Puerto Rico, the special edition put out by Awaken Realms. This is Puerto Rico 1897. Andreas Sedfarth is the creator. Jacob Drzewowski is the art director. And originally it was put out by Ravensburger, and then Awaken Realms actually just picked it up. I have to say, I had a lot of fun with this game. I did kickstart it. I heard so many good things about Puerto Rico when it first came out that Awaken Realms brought it back out with minis and stuff like that, and I was pretty excited for it. I learned it and played it in one day, so it never hit my shelf of shame. Actually, well, it did for about a week, and then I invited Sean and Christina over to play it, and I have to say I was really impressed. Like again, it was really fun. It's a worker placement. You're building. You're constructing buildings. Um, the way it works is at the beginning of the round, you take a roll, and your roll gives you something to do for that round. So like you could be a trader, a captain, a builder. Everyone gets to do that, but you get a special ability for choosing that round, for choosing that thing. Um, and then as you progress, you're gaining more workers to work in your fields, more farmers to help you out, and then more buildings that would help the farmers and stuff like that, and then your traders. It was such a fun game. I had a really good time with this. It was not something, how do I describe it? A lot of worker placement games can kind of be meh because it's just a over and over and over cycle. I put this guy
Mhm.
here, I get this. I put this guy here, I get this. This one here, because you get to choose those roles, you had to think about where you were going to put your people that round and how you were going to put your people that round. So it was a really cool concept, and I really enjoyed it. Awaken Realms, like I said, they picked it up. They made a lot of minis. It looks really beautiful. I am pretty excited to play it. Sean, I know it's been a while since we played it, but what was your thoughts when we played this?
Yeah, I remember I liked it too. I definitely had heard of this game. It's been around for a little while. This is the third game on our nominations that technically came out before 2025. And I remember hearing about when I heard about this game. I remember people saying that if you were playing it for the first time with somebody who's played it before, just accept that you're going to get destroyed. But
Agreed.
I think we kind of all played it for the same. It was all of our first time, so I think
Yep.
that kind of helped. I I'm I do remember being a little bit frustrated because I felt like I was perpetually like one turn behind everybody else. Uh, I just like I think you and Christina kind of figured things out faster than I did, and I was and I but yeah, I know I definitely really enjoyed it. I definitely need to play it again now that I kind of have a better understanding of how it works. Um,
Right there.
yeah, there's a lot of really cool mechanics in it. It wasn't, as you said, it was not kind of your run of the mill worker placement. There's definitely some cool features into it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they did a really good job with this. They changed some of the artwork. The general feel of the game was really good. I really enjoyed it. All right, so we're gonna kick it over to now Lento's medium game of the year. Go ahead, Sean.
So my medium game of the year is Vantage, designed by Jamie Stegmaier. The artists were Valentina Filek, Soren Medding, Emilian Roteval, and published by Stonemeyer Games. Now, if this game sounds familiar, it's because I talked about it during our recently played games just a few episodes ago. I really enjoyed it and will probably be buying my own copy soon. So it was a very easy choice for my medium game nomination. I won't repeat too much about what I said before, but I'll just kind of give a brief refresher. It's a 1 to 6 player cooperative game where you all crash land on a different parts of a planet and you're exploring it, trying to reach a shared goal to win the game, or lose if anyone reaches zero on any of the three kind of the different health tracks. There's life, morale, and time. If anybody reaches zero on any of those, then like everybody loses. So it's possible that you might meet up with your other crewmates, but chances are that you're on your own. But there are ways you can help each other. So I think the thematic idea is that you all have communicators. So even though like may not be in the same part of the planet as Sean, I can be like, hey Sean, I need some help on this thing over here. So
Mm.
um, the world building is crazy detailed and it's super interesting. And I'm really looking forward to going back to explore it some more. I thought the challenges, the way that you roll some dice and then you use your cards to try to make the bad dice go away, was interesting and kind of felt fresh. Uh, sometimes it encouraged me to choose one choice over another, because I knew my cards would be more helpful. Like, maybe one of my choices was to like buy something, but and another choice was to steal, and I didn't really particularly want to steal, but I had a card that like helped me to steal. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll use steal, and I'll do steal something instead. So, there's a lot of a lot of your choices would kind of kind of might be changed, depending on what cards you had. Um, yeah, I like this game a lot. Like, so I'm definitely gonna buy a copy. And Sean, man, you got to
I want to
you
play.
guys definitely need to play it soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a lot of fun. I think the only thing that kills me is that uh, there's like 1,600 cards, and they're all numbered because they're all in order, so it's easy to find them. But then
Mm.
putting all the cards back afterwards was a nightmare.
Wait, do you have to put them in order?
Yes. Otherwise, you can't.
1,600 cards in order?
Well, so when when you first get it, like they're all in
Yeah,
order. But like, yes,
right.
as you find things, you kind of had to go through them all to kind of find like the card to take them out. So then you
Oh.
everybody has like a few cards. When you finish the game, you have to pull those cards back,
But it's
and
not
so you
like you're
have
shuffling the entire deck of 1,600 and
no,
it's all a
no, no,
mess, and
no,
I'm like,
no. It's very
"Oh
they're very
god."
particular. It's like no, they stay in their spots. They stay where
I
they
see.
are.
Okay. So
So
you have to put back some cards into an already stacked
right,
deck. Got it. Okay.
correct. Yep, yep.
That's better than what I was picturing. That's good.
When you said you have to put them back in order, I mean, Libertalia has what, 30 cards you have to put back, and that's a nightmare. I can just imagine 1,600 cards putting them back in order. Jeez,
A lot.
that
Oh
would be
yeah,
insane.
it took a while.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But yeah, it's really fun. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I love the world building in this. Like I said,
What is the map? Is it like a map that you're on? Because you're exploring a world?
yeah. So it's like an entire planet. There's like this whole book of maps, and sometimes you get to unlock a map and see parts of it. But
Ooh.
you're mostly just kind of navigating by these little cards, and like when you have the card, like when you're ready to move on, be like, do you want to move north or east or west? And you're like, all right, I guess I can move this direction. Then you see something else, and sometimes like sometimes based on the picture, you might be like okay, well, I can see in front of me there's like an ocean. So if you go north, like oh hey look, I'm at a beach now. So sometimes you can kind of tell, and sometimes it's a bit of a surprise. So
Cool. That
yeah,
sounds awesome. I really want to
yeah,
play.
yeah. It's really well done.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Cool.
maps, Mandy, does
Yep.
yours use maps as well?
Does it use maps? I really have to think about that. I don't think it.
Doesn't it
I'm
use
gonna
the
say
book still?
there's a book.
So it's the
It's
map.
not a map like the other one that he has. Like Islebound has a
Islebound, yeah.
map, and there's another couple that he has that map. This one doesn't really use a map though. So this is Above and Below Haunted. So it is a separate game because we did talk about can we use expansions, right? And we said no.
Mhm.
But this is not, this is a standalone, but it is very much like Above and Below if you've ever played that. But it's a I just dropped all of my notes. I'm sorry, one second. Hold on. Hold on one second. All right. Anyway, I could do this one by heart, but it is the designer is Ryan Lockett, the artist is Ryan Lockett, and the publisher is Red Raven Games. So I think Sean, you have this one and another one for me, right? Because I was torn on my medium
So yeah,
nomination.
you had this one here,
Yeah,
and what was the other one?
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Did you? I don't know if you have a graphic for that.
I do
If
not
not,
have a graphic for that,
don't worry about
unfortunately.
it. It's fine. But I was basically torn because everyone here knows how much I love Ryan Lockett's games and Red Raven, and it's great. And I've played this one a lot. Above and Below is my very first foray into his games, and this one is great because it takes place in the fictional land of, I think it's Arzium. I wrote it down, Arzium world. So it's the same like artwork, it's the same sort of creatures that you're finding. You still have that nice the book that you get to read, and it's like a choose your own adventure sort of situation. Love it. This one introduces ghosts that you I can't remember what happens if you have the ghosts on you. I've played it a few times, but if you something bad happens if somebody puts ghosts on you. I can't remember what. It's like negative points or something. But you can get rid of the ghosts, and there's just like there's a little bit of difference. It's not a huge difference from Above and Below, but it is well worth a play. But I also recently just played Sanctuary, which is Arc Nova Light. I think we've talked about it a few times.
Not Arc Nova
So I
Light,
really,
it's Arc Nova different.
it is, it
It is
is.
definitely.
So here's
It's
the
definitely Arc
problem.
Nova Light.
So the problem I had and why I couldn't decide is because I do really love Above and Below Haunted, but it isn't so far dislike Above and Below. It's very similar that I'm like, is it worth, like nominating it as a totally separate game? I don't know. But Sanctuary, what drove me nuts about Sanctuary is Sean's sitting there trying to teach me, and I'm like, yeah, but you don't do that in Arc Nova. And he goes, forget about Arc Nova. I'm like, I can't forget about Arc Nova. It was very frustrating because if you know and you've played Arc Nova so much, it very much looks like Arc Nova in a way, but they just like took some stuff out. And you're just like, forget all that. You got to just forget it. And I'm like, I can't. It was hurt. It hurt a little bit. But it was a lot quicker than Arc Nova, that's for sure. It was, an hour and a half or something, I think it took.
Yeah, it was just under 2 hours because again, it was your first time, so
yeah,
it was just teaching you.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great game, quick, similar enough to Arc Nova. So I think both of these, like this one's so similar to Above and Below, that one is so similar to Arc Nova. I love both the games, so I couldn't decide. These were both of my picks. But
didn't Josh come in and go, what is this? And you're like, it's Arc Nova Light. I'm like, it's not Arc Nova Light.
It's not Arc Nova Light.
It's different. It's an Arc Nova game called Sanctuary.
But it's so much like Arc Nova, but it's not, and it hurts to learn. I think if you've never played Arc Nova, learn this one and then add on to and learn regular Arc Nova. But like it's so hard to go backward because you're like, but I don't move this over here. Like, why not? It's just, I'm like, where's the money? And you're like, there's no money. I'm like, I don't understand how to play.
The best part is like, when do you break? And I'm like, you don't break.
There's no break. I'm like,
it just keeps going.
What are we doing here? And this is ridiculous. So yeah, it was fun in the end once I got the hang of it. But I swear half of it was just unlearning Arc Nova.
I should have had the graphics going. I didn't know we were going to talk about it this much. I should have had the graphic going.
That's okay. Sorry.
No,
sorry.
It's fine.
I should have paid more attention.
Add it in post, John.
Add it in post. Yeah. See if I can like super lay it over.
I should have paid more attention when you were literally running through the graphics. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
We were saying how we want to be more critical. Guess what? I think we just hit that more critical part right now.
Anyway, those were my two.
Those were your two.
Those were my two medium games, and I picked two, figuring it was okay because, spoiler alert, I didn't play any hard ones.
Yeah,
I didn't have a heavy game, so I figured two mediums was all right.
That's all right, and I wish I had the graphic up, but
it's okay.
All right,
it looks like Arc Nova. Just picture Arc Nova. That's what it looks like.
Arc Nova missing the money, missing this, missing that.
Just cut half the box off of Arc Nova and be like,
there you go, half of Arc Nova.
You guys are so wrong. You guys are so wrong. All right, we're gonna jump to our heavy game of the year, and again, this is rated, looks like 3.5 and higher. We only have one heavy game between the three of us that we've played.
And Manny's never actually played it.
And we call ourselves a board game podcast. We're ridiculous.
Well, actually, yeah. The funny thing is I have a lot more of the heavy ones. We just haven't played them yet. But yeah,
they're still on your selfish shame.
Yep, they are. But yeah, so actually Sean and I got to play this. We played it up at the camp. We played it twice. We played it with, was it Ben, you and I, and then we played it with Christina and Allison.
With the wives,
So yeah, the game is Galactic Cruise, which I really, really like. Now it is a heavy game.
Yeah, it definitely is.
The problem is, and again, it's not how do I describe it? It's not a really heavy game, and a lot of people think it's like, oh, it's really hard. It's not. The thing about this game is that once you play it, it's really easy because you understand the mechanics of worker placements, how they work, how the what are they called? The gears, I guess to say, when you're placing your worker, if you have a gear in between two areas, you can actually use this area or that one. So if I want to build a piece to my rocket and I place my worker here, but there's a gear here, I can also build the rocket because I get two actions. So build the rocket, and then I can also fill it up with fuel or something like that. So there's these little intricate things. So it's a lot of little things that you have to remember how to play in order for it to make sense. And I think that's why it's more of a heavy game. Would you agree on that aspect, Sean?
Yeah, and you're building your spaceship too, and there's advertising. There's like a lot of different
Mm.
parts and the kind of things that you're doing. You're trying to get like the different people for your thing. So there's definitely a lot going on. Like nothing about it is overly complicated. Like I would say like Arc Nova and SETI are both probably way more complicated than this in terms of mechanics. Um, it's just like there's a lot since it's definitely one of those like when you're first looking at the board for your very first time you're like what is
Yeah.
going on here? There is a lot here.
And it is a table grab too, because there's a lot. Like even your
Mhm.
Yep.
little area that you have to work on, it's not little. It's a
Yeah.
pretty big board, and then you have the main board in the middle, and then you have another little board off to the side.
Mhm.
There's a lot of
Yep.
pieces to this game, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It is a heavy game. It is a lot of fun. Once you learn it, it does go a little quicker, similar to like an Arc Nova, where once you know how to play it a little bit, it goes a little
Mhm.
quicker. Um, Sean and I
But
learned it
only a little bit.
only a
So
little bit. Because
right.
again, everything, there's so many little pieces to it that it takes a little
Mhm.
time to figure out.
Mhm.
There's a lot of strategy to it. Like I said, Sean and I played it with Ben up at the camp, and then a couple weeks later, they came up and we played it with Allison and Christina.
Mhm.
And again, it was like a 4 hour game. I think it was like
Yeah.
a 4 hour
Sounds
game.
about right.
Um,
Yep.
Wow.
and again, a little bit the first round took probably 2 hours, and then round
The last
three,
round,
yeah,
yeah, last round didn't take nearly as long.
no, and
So everybody's
because
like, okay, I
everyone's
know what I want to do. Hurry
yeah,
up, take a turn so I can
yeah,
go.
well, that was true. Everyone's like, all right, I am so dead. Let's just get this game over with. But at the same point, you learn what you're doing, and then it ramps up really quick because again, it's another worker placement. How you finish the rounds and how you place your cubes in certain areas to finish the game quicker, it ramps up pretty quick. And again, it's one of those things where someone can end it and Sean can be like, oh, I needed another 2 rounds before to get more points.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a really fun game. I really enjoy it. I can't wait to get it to the table. I have the expansions. I have two of them, which are also I could be nominating. We weren't doing expansions on this thing, but on my board game geek application or web, I can't even think what it's called, the nomination page,
Just
that's what
the
I'm trying to
site?
say. Yeah,
Yeah.
the website. I have nominated both their expansions on that, and a new one's coming out, and then they're releasing another part. It's called Excursions, which
Oh,
I
cool.
just noticed that it's coming out, so they're going to be releasing that on Kickstarter soon, so keep your eye out for that. But this is one
Yeah.
that definitely should get to your table.
You have
Yeah,
this,
this
right,
one.
Sean?
I do,
Oh,
and the
okay.
box is chunky too. The box is pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Um,
this grabbed our. I remember this grabbed our eyes at PAX Unplugged
yep.
in 2024. They had like in the first looks. I don't think it hadn't come out yet,
Nope.
and it came out like the next year. And I remember this was one like we both wanted to try it, but we never were able to because there's always somebody playing it.
Yep.
And then I didn't have to get a copy because Sean got a copy.
Yep.
So
And
I
I
yay,
went.
love it
yay
when a
me.
friend buys it for you
I
and you're
know
like, great,
it's
I'll
What?
it's
just play
great.
it.
It's
Right?
fantastic.
Why does it seem like I'm the friend that buys everything? Like you guys could jump into us too. I'm just
Nah.
saying.
Nah.
I mean, I'm gonna buy Vantage, so you don't have to buy that
All
one.
right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll buy the cooperative games since you can't play them
Yeah,
at your house.
they'll never get played at our house. Yeah, you said the secret word. Yay, cooperative.
Yay, you win a prize. I can't believe you haven't brought this over. I love this. Sounds like right up the alley of like SETI and Arc Nova, and I love both of those games. So I bet you I'd like this a lot.
I will bring it
And
over.
and it's such a great theme too. Like you're
Yeah.
you're running you're trying to build up like your
Oh yeah.
a cruise line for for the stars.
Yeah. It's so fun. And the quarters you can build for it is like you can have a board game convention on your cruise. You can have a bounce house on your cruise. You can have an underwater aquarium on your cruise. So it's so like the funny things to have inside of your spaceship is really cool. Yeah, and yeah,
Very
so
cool.
I will bring it over when we have about 4.5 hours to play.
When we have a free weekend
a
sometime.
free weekend, yes.
Yep.
But yeah, so I got a question because Allison kind of likes it. It's not one of her favorites. What did Christina think?
I think she liked it. I think we both agreed. So it's been a while now, so I'm trying to remember. Um, I think you had said that like this when you're playing for the first time, some like the goals and like that you're going to, they seem kind of standard. But I think you said like you could change them, like some
Yeah.
like the occasions could all change. So
Yeah.
I think she was interested in trying it, kind of changing things up.
Yeah. If you flip the board over, there's other spots where you actually make where the actions are all changed. So before, like on the starter side, all of them are set in a certain area and they kind of make sense where they are to play off. To make it harder, you flip the board and then you can put randomly where those actions are on the board, and then it makes it a lot more difficult on your choices.
Yeah, I definitely remember her liking it, so it's definitely her kind of game.
Yeah, this was such a fun game. All right, we're gonna continue on here. We're gonna go to Caught Our Eye. Now these are ones that we didn't get to play. These are ones that as we were looking through the list, we're like, oh, that looks really cool. I want to take a look at that one. I want to dive deeper into that one. These may make it to our shelf of shame, possibly. I don't think we'll see. But yeah, like these are the ones that we were like, as we were going through this list, and I kid you not, I probably went through each game. I looked at each game and went onto their site on Board Game Geek and thought about like, oh, this one looks cool. No, I don't like this one. And then looked at their ratings and their weight and stuff like that. So I did a pretty extensive look on this, and I'm pretty excited to see what you guys think of yours. So Mandy, let's jump into yours right away. Oh wait,
Yeah.
we've talked about this one.
Weird. Deja vu. So what's funny is actually, I think it was at Unplugged last year. Sean just kept going on and on about Gwen and how he couldn't wait to try it. And so I think me and the other Sean were like going around, weren't we looking for it? We couldn't find it.
Yep.
And then at East this past time, my cousin Ed and I had heard that it was being demoed in a certain room. So we kept trying to sign up and it kept getting immediately full. And we're like, I don't get it. And so we asked, can we just go like watch or something? We just want to see what it's like. We don't even have to play. And so they're like, yeah, we can put you kind of on like the watch list, but we can only let a couple of people in. It was really weird. So anyway, we get
You're
there.
on the waiting list for the watch list.
Waiting list for the whatever it is. I don't know. We show up and we're like, hi. And they're like, oh yeah, you guys. And so they bring us back over. The table literally has room for 4 people. And they only did that once each day. So every day, 4 people were able to sign up. I'm like, no wonder it's freaking filling up. Like, come on.
That was wild.
It was crazy. And so we're like, okay, well, whatever. We'll just stand and watch. Well, one person didn't show up while we were there. So my cousin Ed got to try. I watched. And then there's another guy that was also watching because he wanted to see it. He really loved the Witcher series and everything. So he took place for the guy that sat and originally was there. And so he also got to try it. I just watched. I didn't play. I got the general gist of it, but I also had kids there and they were like texting me like crazy. So I wasn't super paying attention. But it looked good. There is a 4-player version. He said, the guy that was demoing it it was a totally separate room. It had nothing to do with Gwent or Witcher or anything, but the guy that was running it really likes it. So he was just demoing it.
Huh,
And
interesting.
That's
yeah, it was
interesting.
weird. And that's what I was gathering anyway. He had no like affiliation with it. He was just, or maybe like somebody that, what was it? Somebody that was somehow affiliated with the game. I forgot exactly how. Maybe it was a voice. I think it was a voice actor in the Witcher series
Really?
that like it wasn't him, but is somehow, I don't know, and somehow tied to him. And I forgot exactly what it was, but that, I don't know, got him. So he was very interested. So anyway, yeah, so I get to sit there and watch it. It looked like a good game. It looked very interesting. They do have a 4-player version. He didn't know how to play it. I think he said there's also a solo version. I could be wrong on that. I don't know how that would go.
Interesting.
But it looked really cool and how it was played. And I really liked the idea that you only had your cards for the
Yep.
whole thing. And
Yep.
so if you decide to play them all at once,
You'll probably win that first round, but then your
yeah,
opponent's probably going to win the match.
yeah. And so it was very interesting, and I definitely saw them like throwing a match so that they could win the next one, trying to get people's cards to come out. It was very
Yep.
interesting. And I think it was mostly just from you saying how much you really, really, really wanted to play it unplugged. And I'm like, I gotta see this game. So, I never played the Witcher series. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. I think the hair's blonde hair. I don't know.
It's white, Mandy. It's white.
It's
He's
white
got
hair.
white hair.
Excuse me. It's very Lord of the Rings-esque, but I don't know.
Our next game that we're going to talk about, I had to do a double take because I wanted to make sure I had this right. I didn't know if this was something. So this is Sean's game, and again, like I had to check the notes, check the email, check the notes again, check the email, and then when we finally came on to talk about it tonight, I was like, "Are you sure I did the right one?" He's like, "Oh, you got the right one." So Sean, take it away.
So it's called Night Shift. Now, again, like I don't know anything about this game, other than what just kind of what I've read about it. It's called Night Shift. It is designed by, and the artist is all done by Exotic Cancer, and it's published by self-published game. So in Night Shift, you were playing as a stripper at a nightclub. So this might not be a game you want to play with your kids.
Maybe it's an 18+ game.
It could be. So apparently, like it sounds like the goal of the game is to earn the most money over the night by engaging with customers using a combination of abilities and cards, buying them drinks. You can take them to the VIP rooms where there's like some push your luck mechanic. According to the description, customers are all very unique with different wealth and preferences, and some may prefer one dancer to another. Apparently the creator of the game designed it around their own personal experiences as a stripper, and so wanted to make the game experience authentic. It sounds like there's a good amount of variety of things to do. It's got a really good score on BBG, so yeah, it was kind of intriguing to me, and I was like, oh, this might be one that I check out.
It reading it like again after setting up everything for tonight, it looks pretty interesting. Like again,
yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I know that the theme, the subject matter is a little bit like whoa, stripper board game. But I mean,
yeah,
the thing is like you kind of got. I mean, board games you kind of got every theme covered these days. So
I was just gonna say, I feel like this just proves there is a board game for everybody.
yes,
yeah,
There's every theme.
yeah. It looks really interesting, and
Yeah.
I'd be interested to try it. I don't know if it'll make it on the shelf, but definitely would like to try
I
it.
don't know either. I definitely want to. I would like to try it somewhere. I'm not quite. I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit to
Manny,
buying it yet.
you have to buy it. Son and I are
I
out.
have to buy it.
You have to buy it.
Yeah.
Son and I are out.
We'll see. I'll play it first.
Yeah.
Has some good mechanics.
Maybe it'll be in the unpacked unplugged. I'm sorry, unplugged game area where we can rent it for. That'd be kind of fun.
Maybe.
All right. My game that we're going to jump to is Wine Cellar. This is put out by Andrew Stiles. Our artwork is by Vincent Dutrait, and it's put out by 25th Century Games. the thing that's interesting about this is 25th Century Games are known to have a lot of heavier games like Tigris and Euphrates, Raw, and then Raw Right. So Wine Cellar was a really, really cool like mechanic. The rating was 1.65. I'm bringing it up on my screen over here. Um, Basically, you're rival sommeliers and you're trying to compete for being and having the best collection. So basically, you are collecting wine bottles. You are then working with clients to create a wine cellar for them, and that they have to be arranged in a certain way. So they, when you open them up, it's such a, they have their what do you call it? Their how they're consumed gets different points and stuff like that. It seems really, really fun. Like I would really like to try this. Again, it's a competition game. You're trying to bid on different wines and then try to get the points for your clients. So I'm really interested to try this, and it actually has a really good rating on Board Game Geek. Normally, I don't go by the Board Game Geek ratings because, again, you'll have different people that put tens and ones and whatever. But looking through some of the descriptions that people have put some of the reviews that people have put, I'm pretty interested in try this one. I would, this one sounds like a really fun game.
We could play this and distilled and viticulture.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
is there a beer one? There's got to be a beer
There's
one.
a beer one. There's a couple.
There is.
Hey, so for our 21st episode, where we go, we
Ooh,
could talk
now we
about.
know.
There we go. I think we have our 21st episode.
Spoiler.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Spoiler to our listeners.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited to try this one. I think this one would definitely get definitely played in our house. This would be a fun game to try.
Mm.
So, all right, now we're going to go to our medium caught our eyes. And Mandy, I want to hear about this one because I've heard some things about this, so I want to see what you're going to talk about it.
I mean, I haven't played it, so I don't know for sure, but the name alone, and I've seen it here and there, but the name alone, I'm like, I love books. I love reading. I love board games too. So I feel like if this also said a place for all my board games, I'd love it. But it's a place for all my books. I watched a quick little, oh, I should tell you who it's by. Hold on one second. Other side, place for all my books. Designer is Alex Cutler and Michael Michielsick. The artist is Naomi Lord, and the publisher is Smirk and Dagger Games. It it I watched a brief video of it, and I really liked the little tiny pieces that had little books, and you stack all the books, and you got to put them in different places, and you want to. It sounded like you wanted a book maybe in like each room or a certain amount of books in each room, which I just like the idea of is that you're trying to like go and scatter your books around your house so you always have a book. It was a. They said it was. I keep flipping the page here. It is a worker placement, but I just felt like it kind of the artwork was good and it kind of combined my two of my favorite things, which is books and games. So I was like, how can you go wrong? So that's why I picked it.
Someone, I was listening to a review on this a while back, and someone said it's like you're an introvert and you have to build up yourself before you go out and buy books. And then
Yeah.
you go buy the book, and now you've used up all your social abilities. So you
Yep.
have to come back home and then build up
You had I forgot there's like a social
That's hilarious.
not
Hilarious.
anxiety. There's a social God, what is that? Like a meter on the side.
Yep.
And once you build it all the way to the top, you can go out into town and like talk to people and stuff, but then it goes back down and you have to go back home and then build it back up. And the thing is, like, I forgot about it because I'm not like that. I am, for
You're
the
like
most
the
part, an extrovert. I'm the
you're like
opposite of that.
you're the opposite of introvert.
Right? And so I just, yeah, I kind of forgot about that, but I did like it. I very much appreciated that that was there and that they built that in there.
When
Yeah.
they
That
were
was pretty funny.
talking about it, I was like, I have to check this out because it just sounded really cool.
Yeah.
I used to be, and now I was never a huge reader, but I was a collector. I loved collecting books. As it switches over now, I collect board games. So I went from, $20 books to $100 board games, but this looks really, really fun. Like I
Yeah.
heard some review. I mean, I watched some reviews. I want to watch it how to play because this looks really fun. I'm more interested in that
Yeah, I just watched
social meter too.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I just the little pieces look really cool. They're just little books that you like stack them, and it
That's so
looks really
cool.
nice. So I think they did a good job with it. I'd love to play it. I don't know. I know certain games. It's just once you play it, you're like, oh, that's not how I thought it was gonna feel. You could watch a playthrough all you want, but until you play it, you don't know how it feels and how
Yeah.
it goes. So we'll
I've
see.
heard this is a really, really good one. I've heard this is one
Oh,
that
good,
people need to get to their shelves. So
good.
get to their shelves. Yay, bad pun. Anyways, all right.
But I'm ching.
But I'm ching. All right. We're going to talk about mine, which is camping season. And if you know
Oh, I
me at all,
wonder why you like this.
geez, I don't know.
Yeah.
It might not be the fact that it's like sitting over my shoulder somewhere over there. But yeah, so as you've probably heard, Allison and I, we own a camper, a seasonal camper that's up in the north, and we love going there. It's our break from everything. We go up there, we play board games, we relax by the campfire. It's such a great time. Camping season, you're owning, designing, and managing your own campground. Um, it's put out by Casey and Zoe Matz or Mates. Those are created, and the artwork is by Serene Illustrations, and it's published by Sweater Bear Games. Um, it looks so cool because, again, now going to a campground, a seasonal campground year after year, it's just a lot of fun for us. It's our escape from the world of craziness. Owning your own campground has been something that's been in the back of our minds, like how fun would it be to own it? And then we see people that own it and see how much that they are stressing because pipes are breaking or everything else. We're like, yeah, we're good. Um,
So you
and
thought it'd
we,
be fun to do it as a board game.
yeah, and they made it. And so it's like you are building sites for tents, you're building sites for campers, you're building sites for cabins, and it's such a fun little game that I want to get to the table. Now again, I have it. When the way this came about, the way I got it was like Allison saw it on a Facebook page. It's like, oh, look at this. And in my mind, that's, oh, we need to get it. And then when I
That's
said,
not
oh,
what she meant, was
that's not what she meant. Uh,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh,
But
look,
any excuse, right, Sean?
any excuse. Um, yeah. So when I was like, oh yeah, I kickstarted it. She's like, no, that's not. But I was like, but no, you said it looks really cool, so I got it.
I just wanted to show you.
That's that's probably why the last thing that she sent of a board game to me ever. So that's
Yeah,
probably why.
yeah.
But yeah, and I am really excited to play this. I got to get it out and break it out and punch it, and I want to play this game. I'm pretty excited to bring it up to the camper and try it out.
Yeah.
So this is something that I am pretty excited to bring out, play, and have you guys up to play it as well. You guys all got to come up this summer.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Let the
absolutely.
kids go play
Yeah.
chocolate kickball on the. They literally put a tarp down with chocolate sauce and the kids play kickball
Oh
on
my
it.
God.
It is
Just
totally
sounds
disgusting
sticky.
and totally fun. Oh, they hose them down after. Like they literally, as they come off, they get hosed down. So it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, Sean, I'm pretty excited to hear about yours. Let's go.
So yes, this is Fossilium, designed by Julia Steinman and Christopher Wag. The artists, I'm going to struggle on some of these. April Brochelt, Gaston Snitspenez Ingman, Dennis Lohausen, and published by Giant Rock. So I first heard about this game because it was a Gen Con last year, and folks on Reddit were raving about it. I wanted to try to PAX Unplugged, but it was not there. Then I wanted to try to PAX East, and it wasn't there either. On March 10th, one of the designers said she would update everyone when it will be coming to North America. So we're just going to have to wait. Currently, it is only available to purchase in Germany.
Ooh,
So
not England, because I'll be in
no.
England. So
Ooh, hey, Sean, you got an
You
in.
know what?
just look. You
I'll
got a
take
few
a look.
days.
We'll talk after the podcast.
Okay.
So in this game, you are a museum director, and you are trying to collect fossils to attract. You're trying to collect fossils to attract visitors. You're also adding restaurants and auditoriums to unlock extra income and bonuses. And you send out your paleontologists to collect fossils, which you then assemble to build skeletons for display. And guys, do you remember when we were kids and we get those dinosaur skeletons made
Yep.
of the wooden pieces to assemble?
Mm-hmm.
Well, judging by this next slide, Sean, if you could click the button, please. You get to do something similar in this game.
That
For our
looks
podcast
so
listeners,
cool.
it's an image. It's an image of cardboard pieces assembled to form a Stegosaurus
Yeah.
skeleton standee. And in fact, somebody in the board game geek comments suggested using the wooden pieces like that we got like from the museums and everything like that. And the
Mm-hmm.
designer said she might suggest that to the publisher for a deluxe edition. So that might be a
Ooh,
possibility. I know it looks really
so
really cool.
cool.
I am really excited to check out this game. As you know, it's a worker placement game with the museum director assembling fossils theme just sounds really really cool. I just have to wait for it to get to this continent, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm very excited about this one.
Unless Manny's able to get it
Cool.
in Europe.
Yes, I might have to look into that.
Yeah.
So you sent me this slide, and again, normally when we prep for this, I try not to look at anything so that way I can go into this with the fresh eyes. You sent this to me, and again, I did the same thing. I did not look at this in advance. I kind of just set it up, put the image there, whatever else. I am looking at this, and I am like, I wished I actually was able to look at this beforehand, because this looks so cool. I mean, it's a cardboard cutout of a Stegosaurus,
Yeah.
and it just looks insane. It's
Yeah.
like you built it. Like the shoulders are there, the
I
legs are
wonder
there.
if you have to like build in time during the game to sit there and put these things together. You know, like, oh, I found a Stegosaurus. Hold on, guys.
I'm not
go
sure,
take
but
a break.
I know that it talks about set collection, so I know that you have to like send your paleontologist out to like go find the pieces. You can't just you don't just find the whole Stegosaurus. You gotta like go and find the different pieces. So
like
this
real
game
life.
just sounds really fun.
The only drawback I see to this is, again, putting this together and taking it apart every time. It might wear out, but
which is especially tough if you can only buy it in Germany.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to go out and buy all the pieces from the wooden thing, but it just looks so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, when it comes here, we'll definitely play.
Excuse me, I sneezed. Yeah, like I said, the only drawback I see with that is if you're putting that together together and taking it apart each time you play this game. And depending on who you play with and how gentle or rough they are with it, that would be my only drawback to this.
Yeah, that's true.
But other than that,
valid.
I mean, that looks so cool. All right, we're gonna just
very well done.
Sean, when you get the game, just let me know. We'll have to go buy all the wooden pieces for everything, so we can just start putting these together. So that way we don't have to worry about if it breaks. We can just go buy them again.
Deal. Well, sounds good.
All right. We're going to go to our heavy ones now. So these are our last three we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to start with my heavy caught my eye, which is the Presence. This one here is really cool, from my understanding. It's got a really good Board Game Geek rating. It is right there. It is another game that I have. This one was purchased a while back because it was one of those it could be one against all or everyone working together. Basically it's a strategic horror game is how they describe it. The weight on this is 3.7, so it's a pretty heavy game. There's one person who plays as the spirit, and then everyone else is playing as visitors who are trying to work together to find out, is the spirit good or evil? Is the spirit trying to help them, or is the spirit trying to hurt them? And the only person who knows that is the person who's playing the spirit. So
it's just kind of like a one versus everybody kind of game, sort of.
Again, it could be one versus everyone, or it could be everyone's working together. The only person that knows that's happening is the spirit. And again, I don't think it's like they just get to choose. I think it's they pull cards and then they find, and then
Mhm.
that's how they find out if they're going to work with you or against you. You know, and it could be one of those things where, from my understanding and reading into this, is that the spirit doesn't have to say the spirit is evil and it wants to, and by the end it's trying to do whatever damage it is it's trying to do. It doesn't have to start right away. It could be one of those like social deduction games where it's like just biding its time. It's just waiting to see what happens, and then all of a sudden just starts playing those cards that just start, you know, racking up, you know, hurt and whatever however it hurts you. The way I equate it is like someone like us when we were playing Battlestar, and the Cylons are just sitting there biding their time, just waiting for their chance to hurt. From what I've read and from what I've seen of this game, it's similar to that. So I'm pretty excited to play this. I've watched one of the videos when I first got it, hoping to get it to the table sooner. I just haven't. But I'm hoping that this summer, we have a summer of games because, again, we'll be up at the camp. And I'm hoping that this will be a game that we get to the table. Now, again, you need multiple players, so I don't know if my kids are going to play it. So it might be something where if you guys come up, or maybe a weekend where we're back home and we can all play. I want to play this game, and I'm pretty excited to get it to my table.
Yeah,
So,
looks cool.
Yeah,
it sounds interesting.
And again, I'm not a horror fan. I mean, I see a little shadow at the side of my eye, and I'm like jumping 10 feet in the air. So I'm pretty interested to try this. Like this will be kind of cool. So, all right, that was my heavy caught my eye. We're gonna go to Sean's.
So this is a Philharmonics designed by Ferris Suhaimi, artist Daniel Cunha, and published by Arcona Games. So, do you remember our last podcast when I talked about Orchestra, the game where you're trying to train musicians to get them into the orchestra and become the best music school?
Yep.
Well, Philharmonics is kind of like if orchestra was in space.
Oh, Jesus.
Very nice. Well done.
Thank you. I'm so glad I got to do it a second time. So in Philharmonics, each player is a space orchestra manager, and you are spending your action points performing, recruiting musicians, training conductors, and doing other activities to become the best orchestra in the Malaya sector, which is some made-up sector in space. You try to gain prestige by performing symphonies and making recordings. That's all I know about the game because that's what I basically read from the back of the box. But I looked at a lot of the pictures. I will say that the main game board looks very busy. There was a lot going on, and that could be a good or a bad thing. I don't. We'll see. But in addition to that, each player kind of has their own board and images, and I see a lot of standees on the boards, which I think are the musicians. I think as you get musicians, you put these little standees on your on the board to make your space orchestra. And yeah, that's all I know about it. But it looked interesting, sounded interesting, and I might try to check it out at some PAX event soon. So
I lied. This game proves that there's a game for everybody.
I know.
An orchestra in space.
It's so funny because I said this to Christina. I was like, oh, it's like orchestra in space. And she's like, oh my goodness, does everything have to be in space? I was like,
everything
space makes things cooler.
Everything is in space.
Now they have to make a stripper game in space, and then we're all set.
Right?
Then we got it all covered. We got all the bases.
So hysterical. It looks cool though.
It does look cool.
Yeah.
When I was looking at the graphics for this and I see the conductor with like what 8 arms, 9 arms, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool.
You definitely got aliens performing musicians. So.
Yeah.
I didn't see that at first. I just was like, oh, okay, it's an orchestra, and then like you said it, I'm like, oh right, that's aliens.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, Mandy, time to finish this up.
All right, so my heavy one that caught my eye. can't read my writing here, is Everdell Silverfrost. Designer is James A. Wilson, Clarissa A. Wilson. Artist is Engar Adriasa, Lucas Siegman, and the publisher is Starling Games. So if you've ever played Everdell, it looks similar, except now there's snow that can block some of the areas. Same great artwork, same similar play, but when we were at PAX East recently, we went over to the Everdell booth and I kind of asked them about this one, and I asked them about the newest one that's coming out but hasn't come out yet.
Emerald.
And I was also talking, what was it called?
Emerald.
And then there's another one that I do own that I'm totally spacing on the name right now.
Duo?
No,
Everdell
I do
Duo.
own that too. I own that too, but no.
Oh, the
Far Short.
Far Short.
So basically they explained it as like the Everdell, there's Everdell, and then Far Shore was a little bit easier than Everdell. They kind of like made it a
like
simpler
Everdell Light?
version. It's Everdell Light.
Like Sanctuary?
Exactly. Think of Sanctuary as
Everdell Sanctuary.
As Arc Nova Light. Same for Far Shore and Everdell. And it sounds like Silverfrost, they just took Everdell and made it slightly more complicated, which I am all for, because I love Everdell, but I think it could use a little bit of complication. And I like the idea that the snow gets to block it and you have to play fire tokens to melt the snow before you can go there. So Sean, I know you own this game.
I do
already.
Yep.
And do you feel that that's true? It's a little bit more complicated than regular plain Everdell, or is it
still in shrink? It's still in shrink. I haven't taken it out yet. No, I haven't played it yet.
It's on your shelf of shame.
The shelf of shame.
It's on the shelf of shame.
Buddy.
Yeah, I have three
good.
3 games that we talked about. I have all 3 of them, and they're still in shrink.
Oh, I was close. This was one of the ones at East that I was close to buying, because I was like, I do love Everdell. It's just, we have regular Everdell. It's just we don't typically play our version, because Sean here brings over his version and he's got the big everything version.
I do. I had the big box with like every expansion inside. So
it looks like a Gloomhaven box. It's like this. It's just gigantic.
It's pretty massive.
It's huge. So we just don't usually play our version of it. I think we've played it once. I think. Yeah. So I just was like, it's not going to get to the table. And I knew you had it. So I was like, I'll just leave it. It's fine.
No, I'll bring it over. The one thing is, the guy, when I went to the booth as well, and the guy said, oh yeah, you got this. He's like, one of the things you have to put together, you have to put these little, I don't know what they are, like little holders for the mountain. Like there's mountain creatures or something like that.
It's a mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, when you start working on it, it's okay to walk away and come back to it later when you're working on it. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, he's like, these things are kind of a little bit of a pain to put together. So if you need to walk away and then come back and do it later. And I was like, oh,
take a break.
Really? Yeah.
Take a moment.
Not very inspiring.
Right.
Like, great. Should I start setting it up now so that way I can play during the summer at some point? Like, geez.
Yeah.
All right.
I like putting things together. Bring it over here.
Yeah, fine. I'll bring it over. I remember trying to put something else together, and I was like trying to follow it. Oh, it was Libertalia Winds of Galecrest, and you have to put the little dials in and put the. Oh man, it was kind of a nightmare. But before we end the show, I just noticed something. Mandy, in your background, did you scratch off one of the things behind you? Like, did you put a little?
No.
It looks like over your other shoulder, it looks like you put a line through. No, the other side. It looks like you put a line through a game over there. Do you see it, Sean? Looks like a little line.
Oh,
through.
like the yellow.
Yeah, the little yellow line
thing?
there.
Looks like it's just like bananagrams.
Oh, is that
this
bananagrams?
one is bananagrams.
Yeah. Oh,
it's sitting on top of Elfin Roads.
Oh, what's it covering?
Bananagrams.
Well, I look like
photosynthesis.
Oh, okay.
It's covering photosynthesis. Yeah.
Okay. No, because I remember you saying
cross anything.
I thought I remember you saying like, oh, I might have to sell one of these, and I thought
this is my stripper game. This is my stripper game, and I just put a little line through it. PG-13 over here. No, it's just photosynthesis back there. Super boring. Actually, I like that game a lot. It's not super boring, but.
No, like I remember you saying you had to sell something, so it was like, and I thought it was on that side, so that's why I was like, oh,
no,
she just crossed it off.
Roads. We sold Elfin Roads.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you
I
need to
think
put a
I
line
don't.
through that one.
I haven't heard from them. Have you guys heard?
No, not yet.
Did you go?
I didn't.
No.
I
Okay.
didn't sell anything at these. So.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
So you need to So you need to update your background, is what you're saying.
I do need to up.
Yep.
I need to update.
And just bring out that stripper game right to the front. That's all you need to do.
I'll put it like this. It won't even be sideways. It'll just be straight up and down.
That's why I have a French cafe behind me. I don't
That's
have to
right.
update it.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Again, like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends, family, everybody else. We really want to grow this podcast for you guys. So until next time, may the dice rolls be ever in your favor. Have a good night.
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 Can we do it?